Hey guys, John from the John Muir Show here, and a Democrat congressman from the state of California has been publicly accused of sexual assault. We've got a 28-year-old woman by the name of Angela Chavez who says that Representative Tony Cardenas gave her a glass of water with a, quote, unusual taste in it when they were together at a golf tournament back in 2007. Chavez said that she then collapsed but remained conscious, and alleging that Cardenas, quote, reached inside her shirt and rubbed her breasts and, quote, fondled her genitals during a subsequent ambulance ride to the hospital. Now, when this lawsuit was initially filed, the names of Chavez and Cardenas were not publicly mentioned. However, that has changed as Ms. Chavez has recently decided to come forward to put her name to the story and to name the person that she is accusing publicly, saying that she was inspired by Dr. Christine Ford, of course, that being the woman who this past September accused now Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh of sexually assaulting her decades ago as Kavanaugh was going through his Supreme Court confirmation hearings in the Senate. And I just wonder, in doing this, why is it that Ms. Chavez would be bringing up Dr. Ford, as she now is publicly stating the man she claims that sexually assaulted her? I mean, look, who knows what the case is? You know, we're going to see how this whole thing plays out. But if Ms. Chavez is telling the truth, if the congressman did sexually assault her back in 2007, why should she want to directly tie her story to the story of someone who so clearly was lying when she came forward, making her allegations of sexual assault? I mean, you remember what happened when Christine Ford came forward late last summer claiming what Brett Kavanaugh did to her back in the 1980s when they were both like in their late teens and early 20s. I mean, the story that she was pitching about Kavanaugh sexually assaulting her, I mean, no one was believing it. At least nobody with any common sense was believing it. There were so many key details missing from the story. Ford's been caught in multiple lies pertaining to the story that she was telling. It was abundantly clear that Ford was not being honest with what she was doing, and she was rather coming forward and, for political purposes, her being a liberal activist, going ahead and smearing a good man's name, somebody who's a conservative who was up for a seat on the United States Supreme Court, for pure political purposes. That's what was going on there. And if you have somebody who legitimately got sexually assaulted, as Ms. Chavez is claiming happened to her at the hands of Congressman Cardenas, I have no idea why on earth she would want to compare herself to someone like that, because it totally delegitimizes everything that she is saying. Now, you know, look, maybe it is possible that Ms. Chavez was the victim of a sexual assault at the hands of Mr. Cardenas. If she is, I feel incredibly terribly for her, just as I would feel terribly for anyone who was the actual victim of a sexual assault. And if it turns out that Ms. Chavez is lying, then I feel terrible for Congressman Cardenas, as I would for anyone who is wrongly accused of sexual assault, because that is just as bad when you are wrongly accused of sexual assault as it is of being, you know, the actual victim of a sexual assault. Both of them can just, you know, absolutely ruin a person's life for different reasons. But, you know, whenever people do this, because this is not the first time I've heard it, I've heard other people say, oh yeah, Christine Ford, what a real champion she is, a woman, coming forward, having made those sexual assault allegations to Brett Kavanaugh. She's no champion. Christine Ford is far from a champion. Her story, it was totally unbelievable. The whole thing's a complete hoax. It is shameful what she did. And if they're able to prove in a court of law that Christine Ford was lying, then they absolutely should pursue consequences against her. I mean, punish her to the fullest extent of the law for what she tried doing to Brett Kavanaugh, and do the same to anyone that goes wrongly accusing individuals of sexual assault. Obviously, also punish people to the fullest extent if they actually did commit a sexual assault. But I'm just tired of hearing the name Christine Ford continuing to come up over and over again like she's some sort of a hero, when she is one of the most pathetic people that we have in American society today for that stunt that she tried pulling last year. That's all the time that we have for today, but tune into the John Muir Show each and every weekday, 8:40 a.m. on WTAQ, 9 a.m. on WSAU and WHBL. Till next time, I'm out.